Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to stop pretending that Cody Rhodes is going to be your red, white, and blue meat babyface forever. The American Nightmare? How about the American Narcissist? Today, we are breaking down the when, how, and why Cody Rhodes should turn heel. So let's start out with the why. Why should Cody Rhodes turn heel? And after thinking about this for a while, there's a lot of reasons that would make sense. The amount of times that Cody has cried on cue, talks about his dog, talks about his dad, he acts like he's not one script change away from becoming Homelander. I think towards the end of his world title run, he was becoming dangerously close to being booed naturally. And not because he's a bad guy, not because he's a bad person, not because his character sucks, it's because he's too good at being a good guy. And you know what happens when wrestling fans sense that? So now that we know why Cody Rhodes should turn heel, we gotta think about when. And to be honest with you, I was looking at the upcoming dates and there's a bunch of stuff that would make sense, but I unfortunately don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon, because in an interview with Kay Adams, Cody said this. He was asked about the possibility of turning into a villain in the future, and he said, "I think I have a good solid year, maybe even 3 years, because I am not changing until I'm changed. If that makes any sense, my hair is naturally dark, I don't know if I could go back, but if The Rock had it his way, I would have been changed already. So I think he sees something that maybe I don't see, and that's a very smart individual, so I may follow his lead, maybe not." So it seems to me like Cody wants a lot more time as a face, and if that's the case, that's going to require a bunch of fresh heels that WWE doesn't really have right now. The only thing I can come up with off the top of my head is Randy turning heel, and they've already planted the seeds for that. So this now brings us to the next question, and that is the how. How would WWE turn Cody Rhodes heel? What would that situation look like? And like Cody said, we have at least a year until this happens, so we can fantasy book the shit out of it. So we all know that Cody won himself a match for the title at SummerSlam against John Cena, but what if Cody doesn't win that? Big match feel, huge stakes, all the hype in the world, and he fails clean. Just like WrestleMania. Cody would sit in the ring facing the entrance ramp like we'd seen him many years prior, but a freshly face-turned Cena would try and help him up, shake his hand, and give him that respect, but Cody wouldn't go for it. He would roll out of the ring in a very cold, brisk manner. And then from there, Cody would start to unravel week by week. If you ever heard the phrase low and slow, that is exactly how they should cook up this Cody Rhodes heel turn. You don't need a steel chair to the back, you don't need this massive, shocking betrayal like 90% of the heel turns in WWE are nowadays. You want that slow burn, a slow, simmering transformation. It's stuff like that that allows you to get into the dark, deep depths of a character like that. That's a wild tongue twister. Dark, deep depths. Even Cody himself said that if he were to turn heel, he would need to change himself as a person as well. Do a storyline that strips away that genuine vibe that Cody's character has. Ripping that away layer by layer will reveal something colder underneath. They could start with the little things, a missed handshake, a condescending smirk, an arrogant backstage promo. I mean, let that bitterness creep in. Let the crowd start to wonder. And to be honest, I think the perfect timeline would be the Royal Rumble 2026. That is when Cody will officially snap. So here's where the fantasy booking starts. Let's set the stakes. It's the Royal Rumble, Final Four, Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, LA Knight, and Seth Rollins. That to me sounds like a damn heater of a final Royal Rumble match. I just know these guys will go at it with high pace and drama, so it would just make sense. LA Knight will get tossed, Cody will eliminate Seth, and it'll come down to Cody Rhodes and CM Punk, the AEW alumni. And Cody knows that the only way he's going to win this match is if he pulls it off dirty. And so as they're standing off, he drops to one knee, boom, right under the nutsack to CM Punk, eminent of Paul Heyman. And that would officially turn Cody Rhodes heel. I think this would genuinely stun the crowd, and having that few week build-up before would really set it in stone. I think Cody would obviously win this Royal Rumble, and mid-celebration he could say something like, "I finally stopped pretending this was about you." That would be a perfect line and a perfect story arc for Cody Rhodes to build off of in a heel turn. I think it could be eminent of Cena's heel turn, but with way more layers, way more emotion. So now you start to think about, what does heel Cody look like? What is he going to wear? What is he going to do? I think he's going to go full in on the suits. He's going to wear all black suits, maybe a little bit of bling bling. I'm never going to say that word again. I think it'd be kind of cool if he walks to the ring flanked by security. He's the WWE's guy. He's their main guy. He should be treated with respect, treated with security, treated with protection. And his new catchphrase, you might ask, "I am the story." I think that is a perfect way to encapsulate an angry, disgruntled Cody Rhodes who feels like he's been betrayed by the WWE audience. And I don't think he'll be like an unhinged heel character like Dean Ambrose or someone crazy. Cody will be extremely calculated, extremely smart. I think something else that would be really, really good is the promos. The promos from heel Cody will be fantastic. I think he would start burying fan favorites for being indie charity cases. Telling someone like Sami Zayn he'll always be the backup plan. Telling someone like LA Knight that catchphrases don't main event WrestleMania. Even telling Jey Uso he's a fraud. I think something like that would be so much more compelling in turning him heel. It would be nuclear heat. The Cody Rhodes heel turn is inevitable, and when it happens, it is going to shift the WWE landscape. No more tears, no more finishing the story, because the real story was always about Cody writing himself in as the hero, until we all realized he's actually the villain. So what do you guys think? Should Cody turn heel anytime soon? And who would he feud with? Also let me know, who do you think he could feud with right now? Because there's not a lot of fresh heels on the roster. Drop your comments down below because I want to hear everything you guys have to say about this. Also, a little bit of a disclaimer, I've been terribly sick for the past few weeks. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but it's there. I can barely hear out of my ears. I can't smell out of my nose. I'm all clogged up, man. It sucks. But that don't mean nothing on the Cam Burner channel. We're still pumping through. We're still pumping out content. And if you like what you saw, make sure you subscribe because there's way more in the chamber. And if you guys want to see more from this account, head to my TikTok, head to the YouTube Shorts, head to the Reddit page where you can post whatever you want in my community. And I'm going to start doing reaction videos to that when it gets more traction. Also follow me on Instagram. You can DM me requests to do videos or reactions or rank. Whatever you want, I'll respond. Also down below is the BTB channel where I do vlogs with my friends. Check that out. We went to SmackDown a couple weeks ago and it was a really good vlog. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is a really fun video to make. And make sure you subscribe or I'll tell Cody you cheered for Roman. Peace.